Our topic is taxation of leasing and hire purchase business in Sri Lanka. Our group number is 4B. Group details. Table of contents. Introduction. Our group presentation today will focus on the taxation of leasing and hire purchase business in Sri Lanka, two financial services that play a vital role in enabling individuals and business to acquire assets without bearing the full cost upfront. These businesses are mainly governed by the Finance Leasing Act number 56 of 2000 and subject to several key tax laws, including the Inland Revenue Act, the VAT Act, and the Social Security Contribution Levy. These impose both direct and indirect taxes, affecting everything from compliance cost to customer pricing. However, despite structural legal framework, this sector faces significant practical challenges. These include complex and open, unclear tax provision, inconsistent administrative practices, and difficulties in defining taxable event, especially where ownership and economic benefits are separate, as in most lease agreements. These issues have led to frequent disputes with tax authorities and landmark court rulings that continue to shape an tax landscape. These presentations aims to explore these complexities, highlight the main taxes involved, and offer insight into how the sector can move toward better compliance and more efficient tax administration. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Kamil. I'm going to explain the main tax that apply in the leasing and hire purchase industry. Direct taxes. First, income tax. This is the main tax on the company profit under the Inland Revenue Act number 24 of 2017. Leasing is taxed like a loan. Only interest income in a tax and no tax benefits are given for the lease asset. The corporate income tax rate is 30%, which are applied to company profit from these activities. Second one is the stamp duty. Stamp duty is a tax on creating document like a lease agreement. Stamp duty on lease agreement is 10% for every 1,000. But new amendment when double is it 20 rupees for every 1,000. This is applied to lease and rentals except hire purchase agreement. Third one is the social security contribution levy. This is new tax that started in October 2022 under Act number 25 of 2020. It's 2.5 tax on the company turnover. That means they are in total income, not just profit. Financial service provided like a leasing company are included. And if business earn more than 15 million in quarter or 16 million in year, must register for this tax. Now let's look at indirect taxes. VAT. Leasing and hire purchase service are subject to VAT under Inland Revenue Act number 14 of 2022. In leasing, each lease payment is treated as a taxable supply, mean VAT applies. VAT rate is 18%. In hire purchase, the cash price of the good are what taxed, not less than market value. Second one is other taxes on import. Leasing company that import vehicle or machinery also have to deal with the extra taxes. These include a port and airport development levy is 7.5% and other import tax depending on what is being brought into the country. Thank you. Over to you, Dilini.
Thank you. This slide highlights the key interpretation issues in Sri Lanka tax laws affecting the leasing and hire purchase sector. Three main statutes apply: the Inland Revenue Act, the VAT Act, and SSCL Act. However, these laws often overlap, leading to confuse. Under Inland Revenue Act, financial leases are treated as loan agreements, and only interest portion is taxed. But there are significant ambiguity when differentiation financial leases from operating leases, especially when agreements have mixed features. The inconsistent use of subjects or from principle further implicate matters. In terms of VAT, the law requires the taxable value to be the cash price of goods. Yet dispute arise when the differs from the open market value. Define what qualifies as good also can cause confusion, especially when intangible components like software are involved. This interpretation gaps contribute to compliance uncertainty and frequent dispute with tax authorities. Next slide will be practical consequence and cross-justice conflicts. First one is SSCL issues. 2.5% levy on turnover from financial services. Debate on base interest in income was grossly receiving. Unclear in capital repayments in lease are included. Second one, statutory conjunctions. IR may be treated transaction as a loan, but tax may treat the same as supply of goods. Third one is impact of businesses. Compliance uncertainty and higher advisory cost, risk of penalties and retrospective assessments, frequently dispute and litigation with IRD. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Challenges faced by in the practical application of provision of relevant acts and status. Challenges faced by in the taxpayers. First one is complex tax regulations. There are many laws applicable for leasing and hire purchase, such as Inland Revenue Act, Value Added Tax Act, and Social Security Levy Act. Those are creating confusion about taxes. Second one is differentiation between leasing and hire purchase. Because of differentiation on these two contexts, business must accurately identify the transaction to avoid misapplications. In addition to that, documentation and record keeping, VAT compliance, audit compliance risk are other challenges faced by the taxpayers. When we consider about tax administrators side, first one is interpreting complex regulations. Different laws according to cases and business models make challenges to administrators for ensuring of consistency. Second one is inconsistent informations. Diversification of business model in these industries are leading to inconsistency in the information. It's create difficult to decide compliance status. Other than above, taxpayer educations, resource limitations, data collection and analysis also make challenges to administrators in significantly their operations. Thank you. Over to you.
I will be presenting key legal interpretations surrounding the taxation of leasing and hire purchase business in Sri Lanka. First case is Commercial Leasing versus Commissioner General of Inland Revenue. This case clarified that only the finance income or interest portion of a lease is taxable, not the full rental amount. The court emphasized substance over from, meaning the economic reality should guide taxation. The second case is Ceylon Leasing versus Commissioner General of Inland Revenue. In Ceylon Leasing, the issue was how it should be applied. The court ruled that a finance lease is a supply of goods, so VAT must be paid upfront based on the asset's value rather than spread out over monthly payments. Third case is Asian Alliance Finance versus Commissioner General of Inland Revenue. Here, the court held that income from leases should be recognized periodically as it accrues. Withholding tax applies only to the finance income due in each period, not the entire lease value at once. The next example is Central Finance versus Commissioner General of Inland Revenue. The question was whether leasing qualifies for BOI tax exemptions. The Supreme Court ruled that leasing is a financial service, not an industrial activity, so it does not qualify for those tax concessions. Finally, in conclusion, a clearer, more consistent tax framework with better guidance is essential to reduce disputes and support sustainable growth in Sri Lanka's leasing and hire purchase sector. Thank you for your attention, and this is the end of our presentation.